guys, welcome back to my channel, The Elite Nurse Lifestyle, where we discuss all things fashion, most importantly, fragrances. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully, if you like the content, you will like, share, and subscribe. And for all my return followers, thank you for joining. Okay guys, so today I am going to do the Clive Christian collection that I purchased about 2, maybe 3 months ago, and I am just obsessed with it. Oh my goodness, these fragrances are amazing, simply amazing. Quite a pretty penny, of course. I think I'm still gonna have to get the bigger bottles, but these were just almost like sample sizes where you can really get to test the fragrance and see which ones you really like. And so just a little background on the Clive Christian brand. It is also known as the Crown Perfume Company, and they pretty much launched in 1872, and that's why one of their fragrances is reminiscent of that name. And the company had to get permission from the royal crown to use that symbol. And Clive Christian, prior to doing fragrances, he was known for doing luxury furniture as well as kitchens, and then he eventually branched off into perfumery. Another thing is that originally the collection, there's two main collections, the original collection and the private collection. And originally the private collection had the C, the L, and the V, and then they reformulated, I believe it was in 2001, and added the I and the E to fully spell the name Clive. And for me, the ones that I have in this is the 1872, the #1, and the X for women. And they also have the fragrances that are for men as well. So they also have the 1872, the X, and the #1 for men as well. Also, something to note, the nose or perfume, the nose for these fragrances is the gentleman who makes the eccentric molecule fragrances, and also he's done some of the Ormond Jane fragrances as well. Okay, so let's start. I believe I did do an unboxing of this in a previous video before, but let's just go over it again. So it's got the 1872, the #1, and the X, and this is the original collection. And so it opens up as such, and then you just slide it out. So there's 3 10 mLs in this particular set, 3 10 ml fragrances. And so slide it out, and then it comes in this beautiful box here. Guys, you definitely note the quality and the attention to detail with these fragrances. I'm sure you've seen a ton of reviews about these already, so I'm not really going to go in depth as much. It does have a booklet here, and even the booklet is quite sturdy, and it has that little emblem there. And then it has the fragrances, the 1872, the #1, and the X. And so let's start with the 1872. And so, like I said, these are 3 10 ml sample sizes. The 1872 fragrance, it's a bright, fresh, everyday fragrance, and it has citrus. Some of the notes are rose de mai, there's a lily, bergamot, there's also tangerine, lemon, and pineapple, which you do definitely get that pineapple note in the top. There's also rosemary, jasmine, purple violet, freesia. I think I do get the freesia. I don't get much of the rosemary in this fragrance too much. There's also cedarwood, sandalwood, patchouli, and musk. And so guys, one thing I have to say, so what does it smell like, right? So when you spray this at first, okay, and that's the atomizer there, see that? So it's really fine, and when you spray it, you get that brightness, okay? So you get the pineapple note. You also get the a little bit of the rose. Like I said, I don't really get the jasmine or the rosemary too much. Once it starts drying down, right, it has like this plasticky scent, but I know that doesn't sound good, but it smells really good. But it has like a plasticky note when it starts to dry down even further. And this is like a really great everyday fragrance. The thing about these though, that I find like I didn't really find that these were beast mode projection and you know, like really great sillage and things like that. I'd say maybe small to moderate projection and sillage. If you're bundled up, I don't see, like this one I would definitely say would be great for the spring, summer because of the freshness for this fragrance. Definitely, I think this would get lost in the winter time, but really, really beautiful. And you get that plasticky scent. It's so funny, when I had my son smell it, he said it's a little bit, it reminds him a little bit of a pine sol type of scent, right? But I know that doesn't sound like it would be great, but guys, trust me, if you can get your nose on this one, definitely go ahead and try to smell that. But that's a great everyday scent. And so let's do X. And so for X, that fragrance is, okay, let's take a look at the bottle. Okay, so there you have it. And then it has the Clive Christian around the rim of the top. And then also, when you do open it, it has the crown inside of the top there. So it's really good, and it's really sturdy. Like when you slide it on, you can definitely feel the quality in these bottles. And so for X, this is a feminine, fruity, floral, woodsy fragrance, right? Some of the notes are, let's see, and it's also quite, you know, a little sweet, but not cloying. So some of the notes are, for this, it is peach, Sicilian mandarin. There is bergamot, rhubarb, pineapple as well, Egyptian jasmine, rose, lily of the valley, orris. There's also patchouli, cedarwood, vetiver, vanilla, and cashmere musk. And so for this one, guys, definitely floral. It has the woodsiness that gives it the depth, and it has the you know, a little bit of, let's spray and see. So the top, you get the sweetness, and you definitely smell the woodsiness. The rose is very prominent in the top, and a little bit of the lily coming through as well. Once it dries down, what I've noticed, that's where you find most of the woodsier, also a little bit of the sweetness as well, but that's pretty much what remains. It's a little bit sweet, and then you get that woodsy from the sandalwood, a little bit of creaminess as well from the sandalwood. But this is an awesome fragrance for date night, I would say. And again, for me, the you know, the sillage, I didn't find that it was huge. So it's not beast mode, but it's definitely a moderate sillage and projection, right? It's the longevity On this is about 6-7 hours on my skin. Same for the 1872. The longevity is not bad at all. And so for this one, it's definitely, you smell the quality of the ingredients, but for me, it's nothing where it's like outstanding, it's mind-blowing, but it's a great floral fragrance. It's really good. And then finally, for number one, I just absolutely love this bottle. It's so stunning. So a little tidbit about this fragrance. This fragrance was recognized by the Guinness World Record as being the most expensive fragrance in the world. And of course, it's the same juice, but the bottle essentially is what I guess made it so expensive, because it was bejeweled in like with crystals and 24 karat gold. And so that fragrance is known as the most expensive fragrance in the world. And this is my favorite of all three fragrances. And this is a floral oriental fragrance, a floriental. And the prominent notes in this are ylang, vanilla, and iris. And so when you look at the notes, it has pineapple in the top, which gives it a real brightness, a little aromatic essence to it. And then there's plum and marabelle, bergamot. There is lemon, cardamom, rose, jasmine, ylang, iris. And there's also orchid, vanilla, tonka, seeds, cedarwood, and musk and amber. And so for me, with this fragrance, this is definitely my favorite. And like I mentioned previously in another video, my favorite genre of fragrances are oriental fragrance. And so I also like florals, but that comes in a little, second to orientals. So the combination of both is just amazing. And so when you do initial spray, you do get the brightness of the pineapple, that aromatic note, and then you get the rose and a little bit of the creaminess comes in with the ylang. And so guys, this fragrance for me, even though it's nothing that I've never smelled before, and I don't think honestly any of the fragrances that I've reviewed from this brand so far is anything groundbreaking, right? It's nothing that you have never smelled. However, it is so well done, and the fragrances are really combined. The notes are really done well, and that, in addition to the fact that it's so luxurious, I think is what gives this brand such a name for itself. What stands out with this brand is that it has so much attention to detail, and it's the quality of the ingredients as well as the detail, in the bottles and the quality of the bottles that definitely brings everything all together. But for the price, I don't know, because it's not that different. I don't know if, a lot of people would want to pay that price, but I think this is the one that I'm gonna get a bigger bottle for this fragrance. And there you have it, guys. So if you guys have any of these fragrances, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you found it different from any other floral or oriental or fresh fragrance that you've ever smelled. If it's worth the price, let's have a conversation. And thanks again for watching. Stay tuned.